So, when I grew up in Fife in the 70s, sometimes my parents would want to go and see my grandparents in Glasgow. So we would make the long and arduous journey from Fife. And no radio in the car in those days, so in order to keep three boys in the back seat amused, sometimes my father would try and recite the tale of Shanter by Rabbie Burns, and that could often keep us entertained until Cooper. A long way to go. Anyway, for my 21st birthday I was given a book of poems and songs by Rabbie Burns, by my dad, and I fancied learning Tam Shanter. So it's taken me to now to actually sit down and try and learn the poem. It's a whale of a tale, so here it is, the whole story. When Chapman Billies leave the street and Ruthie neighbours meet, when market day is drawing late and folk begin to tack the gate, while we sit boozing at the nappy, getting foo and unco happy, we think nah of the long Scots miles, the mosses, waters, slaps and stiles that lie between us and our hame, where sits our sullen sulking dame, gathering our brows like gathering storm, nursing our wrath to keep it warm. This truth found honest Tam Shanter, as he frae air at night did canter, old air when there a town surpasses, for honest men and bonny lasses. O Tam, had thou but been sae wise to take thy ain wife Kate's advice, she'd tell you well you were a skellum, a blethering, blustering, drunken bellum, that frae November till October, a market day thou wasna sober. That ilka melder with a miller, thou sat as lang as thou had siller. At the Lord's house, even on Sunday, thou drank wi' Curtin Jean till Monday. She prophesied that late or soon thou would be found deep drowned in Doon, or catch wi' warlocks in the murk by Alloway's old haunted kirk. Ah, gentle dames, it gars me greet to think how mony counsel sweet, how mony length in sage advices the husband for the wife despises. But to our tale this market nicht, Tam had got planted uncorrect, fast by an ingle, bleezing finely, with reemin swats that drank divinely. And at his elbow, Suitor Johnny, his ancient trusted drouthy crony. Tam lo'ed him like a vera brother, they had been foo for weeks together. The evening drave with sangs and clatter, and aye the ale was growing better. The landlady and Tam grew gracious, with favours, secret, sweet and precious. The suitor told his queerest stories, the landlord's laugh, ho ho, was ready chorus. The storm outside might rair and rustle, Tam didn't mind the storm a whistle. Care mad to see a man sae happy, he drooned himsel amang the nappy. As bees fly hame wi' loads of treasure, the minutes wing their way with pleasure. Kings may be blessed, but Tam was glorious, o'er all the ills of life victorious. But pleasures are like poppies spread, you seize the bloom, the flower is shed, or like the snow falls in the river, a moment white then melts forever. Or like the borealis race that flits ere you can point its place, or like the rainbow's lovely form, vanishing amid the storm. Nae man can tether time nor tide, the hour approaches, Tam one ride. This hour o' night, black arch the keystone, a dreary hour he mounts his beast in, on sic a night he tacks the road in, as ne'er poor sinner was abroad in. The wind blew, 'twad blowed its last, the rattling showers was on the blast, the speedy gleams the darkness swallowed, like deep and lang the thunder bellowed. This night a child might understand, the deal had business on his hand. Well mounted on his grey mare Meg, a better never lifted leg, Tam skelpit on through dub and mire, despising wind and rain and fire, whilst holding fast his gid blue bonnet, and singing some old Scots sonnet, and glancing round with prudent cares, lest bogles catch him unawares. By this time he was across the ford, where in the snaw the chapman smote, and by the birk and meikle stane, where drunken Charlie Braxneck's bane, and through the winds and by the cairn, where hunters found the murdered bairn, and by the thorn aboon the well, where Mungo's mother hanged herself. Before him down pours all his floods, the rattling storm roars through the woods, the lightning flash from pole to pole, near and more near the thunders roll, when suddenly, through the trees, Kirkalloway seemed in a blaze. Through Ilkabore the beams were glancing, and loud resounding mirth and dancing. Inspiring bold John Barleycorn, what dangers thou cast Macca's scorn, with Tippany we fear the evil, with Ushka Bay we face the devil. Swat sae-reamed in Tammy's noddle, fair play he cried, the deal's a bottle. But Maggie stood there sair astonished, till by the heel and hand admonished, she ventured forward in the light, and vo! Tam saw an unco sight. Witches and warlocks in a dance, no coalition brent new frae France, but hornpipes, jigs, strathspeys and reels put life and metal in their heels. A winnock bunker in the east, there sat old Nick in shape a beast, a towsy tyke, black, grim and large, to gie them music was his charge. He screwed the pipes and gat them skirl, till roof and rafters all did dirl. Coffins stood round like open presses, that showed the deed in their last dresses, and by some devilish cantrip slight, each in a cold hand held a light, by which heroic Tam was able to note upon the halley table a murderer's banes and gibbet airns, twa span lang wee unchristened bairns, a thief you cut it frae the rape. With his last gasp his gab did gape. 5 tomahawks with blood red rusted, 5 scimitars with murder crusted, a garter which a babe had strangled, a knife a father's throat had mangled, whom his ain son life bereft, the grey hairs yet stack to the heft, with mair o' horrible an offer, that to name here would be unlawful. As Tammy stood, amazed and curious, the mirth and fun grew fast and furious. The piper loud and louder blew, the dancers quick and quicker flew. They reeled, they set, they crossed, they clickit, till Ilka Carlin swat and reek it, and kished her duddies to the work, and link it at it in her sark. Oh Tam, Tam, had they been queens, plump and strapping in their teens, their sarks instead of creasy flannin, been snow white 1700 linen. These breeks o' mine, my ainly pair, the aints were plush with good blue hair, and it gied them aff my very hurdies, for a blink of the bonny birdies. But weathered bedlams, old and droll, ringed woody hags would speen and fall, louping and flinging on a crummock. It's a wonder it didn't turn my stomach. But Tam kent what was what through Brawley. There was aye winsome wench in Whalley, that night enlisted in the corps, lang after Kent on Catterick shore. Mony a beast to dead she shot, and perished mony a bonny boat, and shook both meikle corn and bear, and kept the countryside in fear. Her cutty sark o' Paisley harl, that as a lassie she had worn. In longitude, though fairly scanty, it was her best. Ho ho, and she was fanty. Little kent my reverent granny, that sark she croft for her wee nanny, with £12 Scots was all her riches, would ever dance a grace of witches. But here my muse her wing maun cur, sae flicks are far beyond her power, to see how Nanny lap and flang was so jade and she was strang, and Tammy stood like ane bewitched, and thocht his very een enriched. Even Satan glowered and fudged through fain, and hocht and blew wi' might and main, till first ane caper, syne another, Tam tint his reason a' together, and yells out, "Well done, Cutty Sark!" And in an instant all was dark, and little had he Maggie rallied, when out the hellish legion sallied, as bees buzz out wi' angry fyke, when plundering herds assail their bike, as open pussies mortal foes, when pop she starts before their nose, as eager runs the market crowd, "Catch the thief!" resounds aloud. So Maggie runs, the witches follow, with many an eldritch screech and hollow. Tam, thou get thou faring, in hell they'll roast you like a herring. At hame thy Kate awaits thy coming, Kate soon will be a wafa woman. So do thy speedy utmost, Meg, and win the keystane o' the brig. Thereat thou then thy tail may toss, a running stream they dare nae cross. But ere the keystone she could make, when fate a tail she had to shake, for Nanny, far before the rest, upon poor noble Maggie pressed, and flew at Tam with furious ettle. But little was she Maggie's mettle. A spring brought off a master hail, but left behind her ain grey tail. A carlin clocked her by the rump, and left poor Maggie scarce a stump. Now, wha this tale of truth shall read, ilka man and mother's son take heed. Whene'er to drink ye are inclined, or Cutty Sarks run in your mind, just think ye may by joys o'er dear remember Tam o' Shanter's mare.